let you bathe for hours in all those sickening ointments and potions they poured over you. None of it worked. What do you want? You want a holiday? Fine. Shall we go and join the Emperor in Capri and while away the hours? I have business to attend to. You let one silly dream throw your whole mood off kilter.
Bluster away, Pontius, if it makes you feel better. It doesn't help me. Every time I close my eyes, I see him. Ever since I had that dream. That was why I sent you that note, to tell you to have nothing to do with the man from Galilee. He is innocent.
And that is why I had you brought here to Jerusalem. Look, Claudia, I have done all I can. I sent him away to Herod Antipas to be judged. The man is a Galilean. Herod Antipas is the Tetrarch of Galilee. Let him be judged by his own kind. One phony king of the Jews can judge another.
You don't understand. It was like an omen. I saw him, a man of sorrows and familiar with suffering. A man to make people cover their faces and turn away. He was an object of scorn and derision. He was a king, but he wore a crown of thorns upon his head, and the blood covered his face.
You are affected by the heat. I have sent him away. He is no longer our concern. Now come, Claudia, smile for me again. Be my tonic as you once were. Once this whole silly Passover business is done with, we can leave Jerusalem and go back to our home in Caesarea. Now what shall we do there, my love? Come. Shall we go riding? How about a new horse? Would that make you happy?
Prefect, excuse the interruption.
Well, that depends very much upon the nature of the interruption, Quintus.
Well, I think you better come and look outside. A crowd's gathering. They're calling for you to judge a case against Jesus of Nazareth.
That's ridiculous. I've already sent him to Herod to be judged.
Well, it seems that Herod has sent him back to you.
By all the gods!
Quiet, woman. What do you mean?
I'll see them forcing him into the Praetorium for a second judgment.
Pontius, I beg you, have nothing to do with this.
What am I supposed to do? They have sent him back to me. Obviously, they must want him crucified or they wouldn't want me to judge him so badly.
Prefect, I think you might want to...
All right, Quintus, why don't you judge him?
What is it? What did you see?
Herod has sent him back to me dressed in a purple robe and looking like a stooge.
Caiaphas is outside, but won't step foot in the Praetorium. It's something to do with the Passover and our customs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enter the house of a Gentile. A non-Jew would make them ritually unclean and unable to eat their Passover meal to celebrate the time when their God spared their lives or something like that. Wait a minute. That's it. The custom, it's Passover. I can release a prisoner. Quintus, who is the most loathsome, contemptible prisoner we have in the cells just now?
That would be Barabbas. For sure, Prefect.
Ah, yes. The rebel who fancies himself as some sort of vigilante messiah. Do you know what Barabbas means in Hebrew, Claudia? Son of the Father. So let's put him up against Jesus, the Son of God, and see who wins the popularity contest. Caiaphas wouldn't dare let his followers plead for the release of Barabbas. Not when he's guilty of crimes against Rome, not if he wants to stay in my good books. Quintus, bring up Barabbas. And let me meet with this Jesus until I find out why they want him dead so badly.
You have done well, Caiaphas. 5 of my own sons were high priests in the temple, and here you stand proudly, following on that priestly dynasty. You have ended a great threat to the peace of Israel.
Yes. I'm convinced that this Jesus movement had to be stopped.
Let the mob have their say. All we have done our priestly duties. All we need to do now is to go to the hill and watch him die on the cross. Then we'll come back, eat the paschal lamb of sacrifice, and then sleep soundly in our beds, knowing that a false Messiah has been condemned.
Pilate is having him scourged as we speak. But we both know that the people will not be satisfied until he hangs dead on a cross. Oh. Well, look who it is. Our friend Nicodemus and his trusted accomplice Joseph of Arimathea. Have you come to your senses at last, have you?
Consider what you're doing, Caiaphas. If you push Pilate for a sentence of crucifixion under the current climate of civil unrest, he will not be happy.
The mob has spoken. Listen to them cheering as he receives a lash of the Roman whip.
Yes, because you denounced him and you publicly humiliated him as a false prophet. Pilate is of the mind that Jesus is innocent. He sent him to Herod for goodness sake.
He'll change his mind.
Why, what has he done to deserve death in the eyes of Rome?
Fomenting taxes is a capital crime in the eyes of Rome.
But wait. Didn't he say, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God?
He did.
He recruited a tax collector called Matthew. At his post, the man was working for the Roman government.
And he influenced Zacchaeus, the tax collector, in his dealings with Rome. Now, what would you call that if not a crime against Rome? We have made our decision. We have made our case.
The mob have chosen Barabbas. Now, it's our turn now. Let's make our way to Golgotha and watch while they nail Jesus to the cross.
Oh. Do not worry, Nicodemus. If he really is the Messiah, then surely he will come down from the cross and we will all be saved. Shalom. Shalom, my brothers.
We cannot prevent his death now, Joseph. All we can do is pray.
Wait. There's one last thing you can do for me, Nicodemus. You know what to do with the bodies of prisoners that have been crucified.
Hacked down from the cross and they're burned as rubbish.
Exactly. We cannot let this happen to Jesus. My very own tomb was recently prepared, hewn out of the rock, and well, I hope someday to rest my weary bones there once my journey is done. But I would be honoured to give up for Jesus, for his final place of rest.
And so the final prophecy of the Messiah is fulfilled. He will be given a tomb among the rich. Come, we must hasten to Pilate and beg him to release the body to us.
You have chosen for me to release Barabbas instead of Jesus, the King of the Jews. I find him guilty of no crime, and I have had him flogged to please you. Yet you persist in wanting me to crucify your king. You bring charges to me of conspiring against Rome by calling himself a king and so dishonoring Caesar. And yet you force me to release a man found guilty of sedition against Rome. You have no loyalty to Caesar. Very well. Take him yourselves and crucify him, but I am innocent of this man's blood. Quintus, washbowl, quick. I wash my hands of the death of Jesus of Nazareth. Take him yourselves and crucify him. But I myself shall write the notice that hangs above his cross. What an unruly people. Quintus, get me some wine.
Prefect, Herod Antipas has arrived outside to see you.
Oh, why must I suffer these?
He's immediately outside, Prefect.
Forgive my bold entrance, Prefect, but I had to come in by the back door to avoid being seen by the crowd. What would they think of me coming into the household of a Gentile on the day of Passover?
What do you want with me? I have done what you didn't do. I have condemned him to death to appease that snarling pack of wolves outside.
I thought that in this matter I had to give you your place, Prefect, and so honour the magnificence of Roman justice.
I have just written his death notice.
But you should not write King of the Jews, but this man said he was King of the Jews.
What I have written, I have written. Quintus, take this notice. Give it to the man overseeing the crucifixion of Jesus. Have it fastened above his cross. And Quintus, for goodness sake, find out where my wife is.
But if he is a king, then where is his kingdom?
Funny. I asked him that very question. And he told me, my kingdom is not of this world. I can see that troubles you. Even now, even when condemned to death, he has a power over you like John the Baptist before him.
He would not answer me when I questioned him. He just stood there like some silent puppet.
So you let the idiots in your palace dress him in a purple robe and make fun of him?
Well, your soldiers did more than just dress him up. They put a crown of thorns on his head. Did you order that?
Don't be silly. I only asked for him to be flogged.
All this talk of him performing miracles throughout the countryside, and yet, when he comes to me, he doesn't even have enough respect to answer my questions.
And why should he?
Because I am the king of the Jews.
Really?
Here,
Have a drink, King of the Jews.
Excuse me, Prefect.
Yes, Quintus.
Your wife's out in the courtyard.
Well, what in Jupiter's name is she doing out there? Tell her to get inside.
Prefect, she told me to tell you she had to go and see the Galilean's mother. She's out there with her just now. They're cleaning up his blood off the ground.
Oh, she really has lost her mind. Does she actually believe that this man was some sort of God?
She's asked me to give you this and begs for your approval.
Well, what's this? More delusions? More dreams? Very well. Done. Take this to her and pray that it satisfies her.
Yes, Prefect.
Well, now, Antipas, since my wife is not here, I think it's high time you and I had a drink. Come, sit.
If you insist.
I do. You once asked me to drink to our friendship. Well, now, I honour that request. Besides, if Claudia is right, we're not so different, you and I.
What do you mean?
Well, I'd say that if we just killed a god, then we're pretty much damned together to friendship.
Would you mind telling me what was in that letter you just approved?
There was a request from some Jew for the body of Jesus after the crucifixion. He wants to take it and bury it.
What? And you accepted it? You approved it?
Well, yes, why not? I mean, he's dead anyway. Give him a decent burial. What are you so scared of?
I heard a rumour from among his followers that he could rise from the dead.
Well, if that's the case, why are we so worried about killing him?
Because if he does, then that proves that he really was God's anointed one. Caiaphas will want a guard posted around his tomb to prevent a hoax being carried out by his disciples.
Well, fine. If that's what it takes to end this nonsense.
Father, forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. Woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother. Father, why have you forsaken me? It is accomplished. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Why look for the living among the dead? He has risen as he said he would.
Fine Roman hospitality this is, keeping us waiting this length of time.
Yes. Do you think he is in it?
No, that was so stupid. Pontius Pilate wouldn't call a stunt like that. It would harm his reputation. Anyway, anybody who's dead stays dead, especially when the governor signs the form.
Yes, I suppose you're right. It could only have been the Galileans' own followers who are to blame.
Aye, but that one, Iscariot, Judas Iscariot, full of remorse for what he had done.
No, it wasn't him. He was found dead this morning. Hanged himself from a tree, apparently.
Excuse me, Your Excellencies. Prefect Pilate wishes to apologise for the delay in his arrival. He's asked me to offer you refreshments.
No, there is no need. I do not have the stomach for it.
If the Romans didn't have such a propensity for strong drink, the disciples wouldn't have been able to get by them and take the body away.